willing to help the families for free.
Joining us right now is that attorney, Robert Barnes. Robert, I understand people emotionally taking sides, but where does the legality of this come in?
Well, because these are all private citizens, and in many cases minors and kids, the law is that it's saying anything false about them is libel, and you don't have a defense of actual malice. It's all you have to prove is negligence. So a lot of these journalists have been saying false statements about these kids, false statements about the kids that are at the Lincoln Memorial, false statements about kids that were in various photographs related to the school, slurring and libeling the entire school and all the alumni for the school. And all you have to prove is that they were negligent in doing so. And by this standpoint, by this point in time, it is clear that anyone who continues to lie and libel about these kids has done so illegally and can be sued for it.
Robert, why do you want to do this? Why do you want to help the families?
Well, the nature of libel lawsuits is that generally it's very hard to bring. They cost between $250,000 and $1 million in legal fees to bring. That's how much powerful people will use for their legal fees to defend such suits. So I wanted to equalize the playing field. These are people who couldn't afford to bring this claim on their own behalf. That's why I offered my services for free, because somebody needed to stop this from reoccurring and happening to other kids across the country.
Robert, I understand that you're going to give a 48-hour notice to potential defendants to correct this or be sued. I understand you want to go ahead and lay out your plan for all the people who have put out tweets and said things that are simply not accurate. And what is the plan?
Exactly. Everybody is now on 48 hours notice. So by Friday, everybody needs to retract and correct any false statements they have issued about these kids. That includes any major member of the media. That includes any major celebrity. That includes anybody with a substantial social media platform. If you have said anything false about these kids, they are willing to extend you a 48-hour time period, a period of grace consistent with their Christian faith, for you to, through confessions, get redemption and retract and correct and apologize. People like Maggie Haberstam at the New York Times. She's a news reporter. She's the leading reporter for what is perceived as the leading newspaper in the country. She falsely made statements about these kids. She basically invited their expulsion from school and the ruining of their reputations. She did so based on inadequate review of the information, a failure to look at the evidence. And despite knowing from her own newspaper how false those original statements are, she has yet to retract, yet to correct, yet to apologize. And she'll be one of the people sued if she doesn't do it in the next 48 hours.
Have you heard from any families?
Yes, I represent families in 3 different groups. I represent families of kids who are at the Lincoln Memorial who have been libeled. I represent families of kids who have been in some of the photos where people like the New York Daily News have libeled them and made false statements about what the nature of those photos were from the school. And I represent alumni who feel that their entire school and everything associated with them has been libeled, and they too want to seek legal remedy for these people who refuse to correct, retract, or make any apology for their false statements.